I'm going to be installing a boot scrubber by my back porch steps, and to do that I'm going to need to put some screws into a cement pad, into concrete. So this video is going to describe how to do that. If you like the content, like, subscribe, comment, and of course all the things you see in the video I'll have affiliate links for. It won't cost you anything extra, and it'll sure help me out. First up, before you get started, you're going to need a masonry bit, or a rotary drill bit, it will sometimes be called, and you're going to need some masonry screws. These are what you can use for drilling into concrete. You'll need both because you have to pre-drill a hole for the masonry screw to work. On the masonry screws, you'll need to read carefully. It will tell you the size of drill bit that you need. I think these were 3/16 screws, but you needed a 5/32 masonry drill bit. Alright, so to make it a little bit easier, you can also use a Sharpie to mark the hole positions. Once I've picked the location where I want to install the boot scrubber, I'm going to take my Sharpie and I'm just going to go ahead and mark each of the holes so that I know where to drill my pilot holes into the concrete. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my drill and install the masonry bit into it, and then I'll be ready to pre-drill into the cement, and let's do that now. If you're worried about going too deep with the drill, or you don't want to go too deep with the drill, you can go ahead and mark with a Sharpie how long the screw is. So that's what I'm going to do before I start drilling. By the way, if you have drill bits laying around in your shop and you're not sure if they're masonry drill bits, you can tell by that little, I don't know if you can see the little tip, but it's kind of has a little head on it that shows it's a masonry drill bit. Okay, so I've drilled my first hole down to the Sharpie. Remember, obviously, as you're drilling concrete, it's going to take longer and a little bit more pressure than it would to drill through wood. Also, I should mention that if you're doing it above your head or a lot of it, you're going to probably want some sort of a mask to help with that concrete dust. It's not good to inhale. All right, 3 more holes to drill and we'll be able to install this thing on my cement pad. All right, so all 3 of the holes are drilled in the concrete now, and so we can position the boot scrubber, and I'm going to switch to using an impact driver, which you can use a drill. Impact driver just has a little more torque, plus it sounds cool. And then I'm going to drive those masonry screws in, and that'll be the end of the job. So let's see how that works. Just to show you how easy it is to drive, I'm just gonna, this is what it sounds like driving a single masonry screw. Almost done. And there we are. It's in. All right, so I'm going to do that 4 more times. I'll show you the finished product. So when I showed the initial step of marking the holes, if I had been wiser, I would have just marked 2 holes and then attached both of the screws and then marked the 3rd holes, because you can see that on my 4th hole through the concrete, I missed it by a little bit. And unlike wood screws, masonry screws, you need to have that hole pretty close to lined up or it's just not going to work well. So anyways, I'm going to have to re-drill a bit on that one and kind of jimmy it in. But there you go. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe. Links for things that make sense to buy online will be in the description. And again, it doesn't cost you any more to use those, and certainly is a good way for paying me back if you like the information.